Hi there, this is Greg Hessel from ReGeneration Resources. The most popular blog that I've published over the last 2 years has been a blog on why I statements sometimes don't work. So today I want to give you the video version of that. Many of us were taught the technique of I statements. And when they're used well, they can be an effective tool for communication in conflict resolution. The technique is to say, I feel, name a feeling, when something happens, because, and then sometimes at the end, there's a fourth step, which is a request or what you need from the other person in the future. Here's where things sometimes go wrong. First of all, when we say, I feel, we frequently don't follow it with a feeling word. The most obvious example of this might be children who say something like, I feel like you're stupid. Clearly, like you're stupid isn't a feeling. More nuanced versions of that are saying, I feel betrayed, or I feel misunderstood. I would argue betrayed is not a feeling, but it's a belief about what somebody did to you. Similarly, misunderstood. Other people have other opinions as to whether or not those are feelings or not. Regardless, even if those are feelings, they're feelings that so strongly imply fault and blame in the other person that they'll probably trigger defensiveness. Secondly, often our descriptions of the other person's behavior are really subjective and judgmental as opposed to descriptive. For example, when I say to my teenage boys, I get frustrated when you leave the kitchen a mess. Frequently, they'll respond by saying, Dad, the kitchen's not a mess. What are you talking about? And then I get into an argument with them about what a mess is. And I'm thinking to myself, how did I get into this conversation? I got into this conversation because a mess is a judgmental word. And if I had said, I get frustrated when you don't put your breakfast bowl in the dishwasher, it's much less likely that they would be defensive and argumentative with me. Third, when we use an I statement, we focus on our feelings. The belief is I'm responsible for my own feelings. When I do trainings and I ask groups, who's responsible for your feelings? Everybody says, I am. We all know the theory. But when we feel strong feelings, we frequently blame other people for them. I'm mad because you made me mad. Why else would I be mad? That's what we think. 93% of communication is tone and body language. Blame and judgment leaks out through our tone and through our body language. So if we're not owning responsibility for our feelings, the technique of I statements probably won't work. Finally, I statements assume the other person cares. Sometimes they don't. Sometimes they don't care because it's a professional kind of relationship and they really don't care what you feel. But also sometimes it's people we're close to who are feeling stronger feelings than we are at the moment. And so they're not able to care. They're not able to show empathy at this moment for our feelings because they're feeling something too strongly themselves. So I statements can be a very effective tool, but they require us to manage our blame, manage our judgments, and communicate skillfully. If we can do that, then this is a really, really useful technique. If we can't, it may not be effective. I hope this is useful. I'll have more for you soon. Thanks.